Hey everybody, welcome back to the Raw Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. As y'all can hear, my voice is still, I don't know, doing what it wants to do. But of course, we are going to power through always. Because as long as I have a voice, I am going to use it. And when I use it, it will be in the defense of my faves, the successes. So yeah, we're gonna power through. So like I said, until we start feeling better, y'all just love me through it. I would appreciate that. But before we get started, I want to give a shout out. Yes, I do have a shout out and a super thanks. And that would be Cool Cat Harlem. Yes, Cat came through. She did. And beside being so cool, she is so kind and she is so faithful. She is always supporting the read. And I appreciate her so very much. She is just everything. So thank you, Kat. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being a part of this community. You make it so much better. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all. I want to give another quick shout out to Cool Cat Harlem. Cat, thank you for coming through. You are the best of the best of the best of the best. And I am so grateful for you. So thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, that's where I have been. And it's a lot to talk about. It really is. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is, but well, let me rewind that back. Yeah, I do know what it is. It is the scapegoating of Harry and Meghan, and especially Meghan. You can tell that they are trying with everything in them to try to scapegoat Meghan and sabotage their trip to Australia. You see it. And the drumbeat is also going for the Invictus Games. I mean, it's as if they called all the flying monkeys in and said, all right, y'all, this is the game plan and let's get to it because it is hit piece after hit piece after hit piece. And we're going to discuss some of them. And some of them had an interesting twist to them. The one coming out of Variety. Now, we have all been side-eyeing Variety for a while now. And it's not just because of Harry and Meghan, their treatment of them, but also their treatment of anyone of the darker hue. And so, yeah, they have been corrected. I'll put it that way. They really tried it. But Harry and Meghan and even Netflix was not having it today. So because of that, I really found this interesting. And we're going to talk about that. Y'all know Meghan has something new coming up tomorrow. She do. It is a drop and she has given us a preview. So we're going to talk about that. So we have quite a bit to talk about. It is St. Patty's Day. It won't be St. Patty's Day when I upload this, but I'm recording it on St. Patty's Day. So I am wishing and hoping that you had the best St. Patty's Day ever. I love St. Patty's Day. I really do. And I did my DNA and the results were that I had a little touch of the Irish. Yes, I do. So I love St. Patty's Day. And I am hoping if you celebrate St. Patty's Day that you had the best St. Patty's Day ever. But with all that said, it's time to lock in. And y'all know I will not keep you long, but I will keep you entertained. Yes, so let's start with this right here. And look at this. It says something is blooming Wednesday, March 18th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Yes, a new drop, and we're going to talk about it. Look at the picture. It has Princess Lilibeth's hands inside of her mother, Megan's hands. Yes, I love this picture. I love it. I love it. I love it. But y'all know I have to be a little messy. I have to be a little messy. Well, I'm not the only one. Some squatties are talking about how little Lilibeth's hands look better than, I don't know, the future Queen Dumb as a Rock. Yes, look at Megan's hands and look at little Lilibeth's hands. They look immaculate. Not like some people, I'm telling you. Kate looks like she has absolutely been scratching in the dirt like a chicken. I'm sure she got over there at Forest Lodge while she's over there cosplaying Megan. 'Cause y'all know she's single white female in Megan. We found out she was out there beekeeping. How pathetic. I bet she walks around in all of Megan's clothes she has collected through spying on Megan. And she out there cutting her flowers and tending her bees and walking over her bridge to her koi pond like Megan has in Montecito. Y'all, I got to stop. But I can see her out there. I'm telling you, the crazy is real. But I digress, y'all. And it says, this Squatty posted it and said, a new blooming collaboration. Duchess Megan, as ever, announced new collaboration with High Camp Supplies. High Camp is a luxury floral brand based in San Francisco that specializes in fresh cut gardenias. And who do not love gardenias? My mom had a gardenia tree, well, bush. And I'm telling you, it was just heavenly, heavenly when it bloomed. So, yeah, this is so exciting. It is very, very exciting. And I just love this picture. I do. And I'm going to put this up. This Squatty posted about it as well to remind us that today is drop day. Now, this Squatty said tomorrow, but when I post this, it will be today, Wednesday. And it says 18th March, the As Ever Bloom Box in collaboration with High Camp will be available to purchase. Yes, dancing ladies, dancing ladies. Oh, I cannot wait to see how they look. And Megan gave us a little sneak peek. She did. Look over here. Yes, it is going to be beautiful. And can you imagine the smell? Gardenia is one of my favorites. Like I was saying earlier, my mom, she had a gardenia bush and it was just heavenly when it was in bloom. And it goes on to say the box includes arrangements of 18 blooms of gardenias, white peonies, jasmine, mint, and as ever's herbal peppermint tea and sage honey. It says, please, how adorable is the first image? It's adorable. It is. Which I believe is Megan and Princess Lilibeth's hands. Mama daughter promo. Just the sweetest thing ever. Where is the lie? And that sneak peek, it is so elegant, isn't it? Megan elevates everything. I just cannot wait to see how it's all going to come together. Tomorrow is an exciting day. And I'm going to put this up. This was in People magazine, and of course, they had to write an article about all of this. Every time Megan sneezes, they have to write an article. And the title of the article is Meghan Markle's new as ever floral collection includes subtle nod to her royal wedding and baby shower. The Duchess of Sussex is taking her passion for floral arrangement to the next level in her partnership with luxury brand High Camp Supplies. The Duchess of Sussex lifestyle brand has partnered with luxury flower purveyor High Camp Supplies to offer a special collaboration bloom box. The box features a artful arrangement of 18 blooms, including gardenias, white peonies, mint, and jasmine. The flowers are paired with, as ever, herbal peppermint tea and sage honey to bring the feeling of the garden inside. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I went over to High Camp's page, and this is their page, and it says our story. High Camp Supply is a premier luxury flower purveyor and delivery service offering fresh, cut to order fragrant florals, gardenia scented wood with candles in chic, hand painted glass, and luxury gifts experiences for the person who has everything. We ship luxury floral overnight straight from our farm on the California coast direct to your door. Pioneering overnight gardenias in a box, High Camp offers the most memorable and unique sensory gift experiences available. We invite you to explore our ephemeral world of luxury gifts. Woo! This sounds really, really chic, y'all. A taste of the high life. High camp, huh? Oh my goodness. I just cannot wait to see how it's going to shake out and see how much it costs. It might be a little out of my budget because it's looking really, really expensive. I don't know. But I tell you what, I'm going to be counting my nickels and pennies and see if I can put enough together to get it. I'm telling you. Because this right here, oh, it sounds really good. And look at this cute picture of Megan. Isn't it cute? It is so cute. I cannot with Megan. But this is the reason why they're so mad with her. Because she has a soft life. Because she has a beautiful home and a beautiful garden and she knows how to make things beautiful. They hate her for that. I'm telling you, the demons, they cannot get over the fact that they have jealous demons. They do. And pictures like this just sends them over the edge. It really does. And I love pictures like this because I love seeing them go over the edge. But that's just me. This Squatty says the Rangers want this woman to be miserable like them. Where is the lie? That is the reason why they have all these jealous demons. Because they want Megan to be miserable. They really thought that they could bring her down and humble her. And Megan has just kept on rising. And I love it. And it says, they clearly lead sad and empty lives to be able to expend so much energy creating and pushing false narratives about a person they have never even met. Meanwhile, Megan is thriving with her loving prince and beautiful kids. Where's the lie? Where is it? This picture right here that I just showed is a perfect example of why they hate Megan because she keeps on thriving. She keeps on going. She is a moving target. They're never able to take a good shot at her because she keeps it moving. And they consistently stand still. They don't know how to move on. I'm just saying. And what Megan wore, they posted Megan's whole outfit that she had on when she was doing the flower arrangements. They even posted Princess Lilibet's really sparkly rain boots. They did. She looked adorable in her rain boots. But one thing about what Megan had on, her headband, do you not know the sick ones? They have made a big deal about that, saying Megan was copying JFK Jr.'s, his wife, they both unfortunately passed away in a plane crash, but I digress on that point. They were saying that Meghan was copying her. Meghan can't even wear a headband. I mean, it is just ridiculous. They lose their minds over everything. And one Squatty had pulled up a picture of Meghan wearing headbands all the way back when she was a little girl. Now, mess with Squatties. Do not mess with them because they have no time for you. They have a pocketbook full of receipts and nothing but time on their hands to deal with you. You need to stop. But yeah, they did that. And I'm telling you, I don't know why I did not screen grab that picture that the Squatty had posted, but it was about 5 or 6 pictures of Meghan, even back to when she was a small child with a headband. Squatties are not playing. They are not. They are coming with the receipts. And I'm going to put this up. We're going to have to deal with these hit pieces. I'm telling you, it's one right after another one. These people have been called to action. These people have been activated in their attacks on Harry and Meghan. You cannot tell me anything any different. These people, these flying monkeys, have been given their marching orders, and now here they are attacking Harry and Meghan, attacking their trip to Australia, attacking Invictus, attacking Meghan's business, attacking Meghan, period. I mean, attack, attack, attack. It makes no sense to me. But yeah, it does, because we all know why these attacks are coming. They want to change the conversation from the pedo to Harry and Meghan. I mean, nonsense articles, articles that people are just calling out to be lies, but yet and still they don't care. They just want the headline. They want to put something out there to have people talking about Harry and Meghan, because when they're talking about Harry and Meghan, they're not talking about the failures of that family when it came to the pedo in their midst. No, they don't want to talk about how people are starting to call for Charles to abdicate. They don't want to talk about how Willie and Kitty are not living together, that Willie and Kitty are not the ideal family that they perpetrate in front of the public. They don't want to talk about that scar upside Kitty's head. They don't want to talk about none of that. They want to try to drum up some kind of hatred or some kind of controversy when it comes to Harry and Meghan, the most uncontroversial couple that it is, but they will make a mountain out of a molehill every time, because when they're making a mountain out of a molehill, people are not talking about how they cloak for the pedo and how unpopular they are with the public. They want to distract the public. I cannot with these people. I just cannot. The Squatty that posted about this said, "Spring is here, the season of the hit pieces against Harry and Meghan, right when the royal family is losing popularity. And Andrew's story is slowly getting buried, and Harry and Meghan are about to go to Australia. Always the same timing. But hey, talk about Harry and Meghan brings engagement. Where is the lie? It's all about engagement, because these people over there, they can barely get noticed if they stand on their heads. Willie was out today. I mean, he and Kitty has been out and out and out. Kitty was out today. I mean, and nobody cares. Nobody but People Magazine. Now, people gonna write about it, but that's about it. Nobody else globally is interested in Kitty and Willie. And they don't get any engagement on People, but they still write about them. But yeah, this is all about engagement. It is all about just bearing the story about Andrew continuing to protect him, protect themselves, and just using Harry and Meghan as scapegoats. I mean, same old, same old. And this other squatty said, all these lies y'all used to hit Harry and Meghan have been debunked already. Y'all need real jobs. Where is the lie? I agree with this because these people literally finance their lives through hate. They do. They finance their life through hate. Let that one soak in. I can't even imagine living a life that I have to hate on someone else just to survive. Because Megan absolutely helped these people financially. A lot of them wouldn't have what they have if not for their hate for profit business that they have created. I mean, it is ridiculous. But one thing about hate, you can profit just for so long, and then the collapse is going to come. You will never, ever, ever sustain a lifestyle built on hate because eventually karma is going to show up. Yes, she's coming and she's going to kiss you right in the mouth. And it is well documented that the people who have tried absolutely have failed. And you can see them. They are littered up and down these internet streets with people who have done exactly that. They failed at the hate game. First up is the spectator. Yes, the spectator decided to throw its hat in the ring of hate. And it came by way of Julie Burchill. Now, Julie is a very, very troubled soul. She is a gun for hire and she is a racist. And I say that with my full chest because I'm going to put this up before we get started on this article from the Spectator. Yes, this right here. It shows Julie talking about Princess Lilibeth. I think Princess Lilibeth was a few weeks old when she said, what a missed opportunity. They could have called her Georgina Fordina. Yes, that's the one who felt that it was okay to make a joke about a man whose life was taken while he was begging these policemen to stop. He could not breathe and he was calling out for his mother, his dead mother. But yet and still, she has no sympathy for him because of the fact that she is a wretched, wretched human being. So she decided to use him to attack Harry and Meghan's young infant daughter, to use him as a weapon to try to hurt them. Yes, this is the woman who did that. This squatty who posted this said, this is what Julie Burchill wrote about Prince Harry and Meghan's daughter 48 hours after she was born. Now, I was thinking she was a few weeks, but she was only 2 days old. And this old biatch wrote that. So I posted this so you could get a feel of who this person is, who the messenger is. Because my mom said, always be mindful of who the messenger is. Where is the message coming from? Who's bringing it? And in this case, a trash woman is bringing the message. So why should we pay any attention to the message? I'm just saying. But let's get back into it. This is what Julie Burchill said. She said, I sincerely doubt that Meghan get together will be that much fun. It's mired in me mulch already. The secret of throwing a great party, which I did many times in my salad days, is making people forget themselves. This, on the other French manicured hand, sounds like a massive navel glazing featuring as it does a psychological session sound healing, meditation, and manifestation, which can often end up being quite the downer when added to a few slugs of cheap wine. Now, this trash woman really feels that Megan would indulge in something that she would indulge in. Because Megan is not trash. She is not a ran through old hoe that that is so desperate now that they are willing to go and find anybody or anything to ease the pain. So I don't understand why these people, it's always the fevered minded ones who always want to try to have this parasocial relationship with Megan. They cannot get it through their heads that they are not like Megan and Megan is not like them. Megan ain't never been a ran through old hoe. I mean, an old drunk. Someone in their younger days who lived on their knees. No, that wasn't Megan. That was Kitty. So I don't understand why these people keep associating themselves with Megan. They are trash. This woman is known to be nothing but trash. And the only reason she's still not trashing around is that she's too broke down to do it anymore. But looky here. A Squatty decided to post a receipt. And this is what it says. It says Julie Burchill once had an insatiable appetite for alcohol, drugs, and sex. Didn't I tell you she was a ran through old hoe? And here's the receipt. It says, and then a spinal infection nearly killed her and left her unable to walk. Now she tells of her unaliving bed and the love that kept her going. Yeah, she found somebody to ease the loneliness, didn't she? Even though she can't get on her knees no more. Y'all, I got to stop. I get really vicious with these people. I have nothing but smoke for them. So I am sorry, but I just cannot help myself. I can't, but I digress. This Squatty that posted this wonderful receipt said, Julie is a used up. Julie is a used up, ran through, done out by all the. Y'all, I got to get through this. This Squatty is killing me. This Squatty said, Julie is a used up, ran through, done out by all those men, and this parasite's health is down the drain. But you have the bow for Princess Megan. You don't know her. You are not in her league. You're a washed up, hungry, bitter, disgusting, and walking around like a leaking ice. Not a leaking ice truck. I cannot. I don't know who this Squatty is, but boy, I want to be her best friend. She is absolutely chef's kiss, is she not? Yes, walking around like a leaking ice truck. I love it. Y'all know I love the messy. And this Squatty posted that same receipt of her admitting that she had an insatiable appetite for alcohol, drugs, and sex. And the sex is puzzling to me because who in the world would want to lay down with a cow? To have, to actually have sex with a cow? Isn't that called bestiality? It's against the law over here. I don't know how it is in the UK, but yeah, we don't do that over here. You just cannot go and have a relationship with a farm animal. No, you can't. But I digress. This squatty that posted this receipt said, ma'am, you probably should have been going to the boring parties considering what the fun parties did to you. All I can say is, where is the lie? Because she barely escaped with her life at these so-called fun parties. And then she want to try to throw shade on Megan. Stop it. And this squatty posted this picture of her, and I think this is one of the better of pictures of her, and said, why does Megan Sussex haters always look like the hunchback ugly whale? Look at the state of this racist troll. The jealousy is real. And had the nerve to tag Squatties absolutely are on a tear. They tagged the woman. They wanted to make sure that she understood that they thought that this was the state of her. A ugly hunchback whale. I cannot with squatties. I can't. That's why I just love them so much, because we are petty AF. To tag her, oh, that right there was a gangster move. I love it. I love it. But the only thing that I wish this squatty had done was to just post the recent picture, because she looks like a dried up California raisin. Yes, she does. She don't even look that good anymore. Look at this. This woman looks like her grandmother. She looks like the grandmother of the hunchback whale. She does. This is the state of this woman today. After the Flordina Georgina comment, yes, this is the state of her. Yes, like I said, you cannot continue to profit off of hate and think that karma is not going to knock on your door and kiss you in the mouth. But in this woman's particular case, I don't think karma even wanted to kiss her in the mouth. She just shook her hand. Yeah, karma didn't even want to kiss her in the mouth. She just shook her hand. Yes, and this is the result. I love it for her. I have no kind of empathy or sympathy for all of these flying monkeys, because you see what she just wrote, and this is the state of her. So these people deserve no sympathy, no empathy. All they deserve is the smoke. I'm just saying. And here another member of the Covenant of Witches over there at the Daily Mail, Sarah Vine. She's one of the head witches over there. And of course, she has to attack Megan's retreat. She has to attack Megan, this no-neck woman. This woman who has 2 or 3 hairs on her head, but somehow she can find all this fault in Megan, a woman who does nothing but mind her business and lives her life, which I really think they somehow feel insulted by the fact that Megan has the audacity to live her life. This is how sick these people is, but this is what she wrote. Sarah Vine, how telling that Megan joined the ranks of those peddling wellness and fake lifestyle to the gullible. Yes, maybe if you got some more meditation, you got some more self-care, maybe if you got some self-healing, you wouldn't be the wretched human being that you are, walking around looking like a real-life troll doll with a wig on. I'm just saying. And they also had this article about the people who are putting on this retreat that Megan is appearing at. Not Megan owning it, not Megan sponsoring it, or Megan being involved in it in a financial way. No, Megan speaking at it. And they say Megan's stock PR boss hit financial trouble. Talent agency ran by organizer of Meghan Markle's 1,700 pound a ticket girls' weekend in Australia goes bust, owing $555,000. Yes, here they are digging into the people who are putting on the event and just associating Megan with the financial aspects of this event. Megan is a guest speaker. Okay, this is not her event, but do they care about any of the nuance facts? Of course not. They don't care about anything. All they care about is trying to smear Megan. And the squatty that posted this said, "Dear Daily Fail, we don't care that Gemma's talent agency went into voluntary liquidation 4 months ago, owing the tax office money. At least she didn't defraud small business suppliers like the Middleboms did. The girls' weekend has sold out and will be great fun. Get over it." Exactly. This is something happened 4 months ago, and here they are with an article. Why? Because Megan is the guest speaker at the event. And I'm glad this squatty said what needed to be said, and that was, we don't care. We don't care. Gemma will handle her finances the way she chooses. And it has nothing to do with Megan, and it has nothing to do with the event. Because at the end of the day, the event is going to be successful, and there's nothing you can do about that. And of course, GB News had to come in and put its 2 cents into the conversation and said, Meghan Markle's Australian retreat embroiled in debt crisis as publicist owes eye-watering £289,000. Isn't that something? I cannot with these people. And this squatty came in under that and said 2025 old news from Gemma's talent agency. You're really crying because you didn't think folks would pay thousands of dollars to see Megan. Sold out. Now cope. Exactly. That's why they are wailing. They really thought that Megan wasn't going to sell this out. At least that's what they hoped, and they keep on pecking, pecking, pecking. That is the reason why I just did not like this whole month. I think it was like a month and a half in advance. I just did not like them having this much time to peck, peck, peck away at everything that Harry and Meghan has planned for this trip to Australia. I'm telling you. Now, it's been said, this is the word on the curb, that an email leaked. And I really feel that this email came from Gemma. I do. Now, y'all can tell me different. Y'all can disagree with me, but I believe it came straight from Gemma. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up because this squatty decided to post some receipts. Yes, they talking about Gemma's talent agency, being in debt and liquidating. Look at this. They act like they don't know who they dealing with when they are dealing with the squatties. The squatties are going to come with the receipts. That's just the way we roll. They act like people have amnesia and do not have the receipts about the Middletons. And it is more to know about that family. There is some bones buried in those backyards. If you don't know, I don't know what to tell you. Because you cannot tell me that Party Pieces was able to move them up in the middle class and get their daughters in the position of marrying men with money. So they can just miss me with that nonsense. But this particular squatty posted 2 receipts. One was about how Princess of Wales' parents leave taxpayer in the red as business sold. Yes, they didn't pay nobody. They folded like a cheap tent. The Party Pieces did. and left everybody in the lurch to the point where people were going around Buckleberry putting up flyers wanting their money. All I can say, if it had been me, I would have been like Rihanna. Itch better have my money. Yes, that's what I would have put on the flyer. But yeah, people, all the creditors were going around putting up flyers because these grifters had grifted them out of money. And let's not forget how they absolutely grifted the cake maker, the one who made the cake for the future Queen Dumb as a Rock, has yet to be paid. But they want to try to talk about a company that Megan is not even financially associated with, and they want to write an article. Stop it. Stop it. When you have all of the bones that need to be dug up over there in Buckleberry, over there to the Middletons. And this is what you waste your time on? I can't. This Squatty that posted this said, when is the Middleton clan going to pay the people who they owe? Kate Middleton has a Stepford wife fully funded by the taxpayer, can't get up and work and help parents in the 21st century. Will Kate Middleton always be dependent on man for daily food? Yes, she'll always be dependent on a man because that's always been her goal, to be dependent on a man. She was always looking for the bag. And when she found the dumb prince, she ran the honeypot and she won. You got to give her props. She won. But yes, the Middletons are nothing but grifters. But they got all the smoke for everybody else, especially Megan, who's not even associated with this person. Just absolutely the guest speaker. They got smoke for her, but they have none for these very, very sus Middletons that has married their daughter into the royal family of the United Kingdom. It is scandalous. It's scandalous, and it is a scandal there to be recovered. But these so-called journalists, they won't touch it because they're not journalists. They're actually propagandists. And this Squatty said, did they ask where Carol Middleton got her money for the Birkin bag when she owed the government and probably bankrupted a lot of small businesses? Yeah, what about that? Carol Middleton was walking around with a $25,000 bag and they said nothing. And people were going around Buckleberry putting posters on trees and utility poles. Yeah, wanting their money. And she's walking around with a $25,000 bag, but nothing was said. Yeah, don't mess with us. Don't mess with us squatties because we're going to come for the neck. Don't come here with that nonsense. Go away. Go away. And this Squatty said, after Australia, all the future tours should be kept secret until 2 or 3 days before D-Day. I agree. I absolutely agree. I knew it was going to be like this. I knew it. When they said mid-April, I knew. I said, oh, Lord, we're going to have to really, really get out here and put in the work and fight these flying monkeys and all of these ugly old hags and the trolls and the derangers. And boy, it has been fist to cuff, hand-to-hand combat every day. So yeah, keep it to 2 or 3 days. I mean, that Jordan trip, how they absolutely showed up the very next day. I think it was the very next day after it was announced. Now that one right there, that was right on point. It was something like that, because these flying monkeys, they don't need this much time to create havoc and chaos. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to put this up. This is the last hit piece that I am going to feature on the podcast. And it is coming by way of Variety. And Variety is a Hollywood newspaper. It is. It is a Hollywood entity, long standing within the community. And it has been noticed that something has changed over there at Variety. They seem like they have nothing but smoke for people of color. I mean, it has been a real eye opener for a lot of people when it comes to Variety, how they treated sinners when that movie first came out. And so people have been side-eyeing Variety, but as a Squatty, we have been side-eyeing Variety for a minute, several years now, because we saw exactly what was going on. Variety is a part of a cabal, and I'm using that as the word of choice because it is a conspiracy. It is a cabal to make sure Harry and Meghan are somehow discredited to the point where they can't make a living within Hollywood. So what did they do? They enlisted the Hollywood publications to smear them. Variety, The Hollywood Reporter. We have gotten hit pieces out of all of them, including Vanity Fair. It was an orchestrated plan to get Harry and Meghan so damaged within the industry that they would not be able to make a living. They wanted to strike at the heart of Harry and Meghan being able to make a living. And this is all it is. It is a cabal. And today, here they are again, trotting out a whole bunch of lies, wrapped up in hearsay, wrapped up in bullshit from anonymous sources. Yes, this is what they had the nerve to put into an article and put on the pages of their publication. And Harry and Meghan came out swinging, and so did Netflix, and called out their lies. But do you think that stopped them from publishing the article? Of course not, because it never has been about the truth. It has always been about the brainwashing of the public, somehow tainting Harry and Meghan to the point where people don't want to be around them and don't want to have anything to do with them. They know people don't read the articles. They know people read the headlines, and that's all they wanted. They wanted the headline. And of course, because they didn't want to get sued, they had to include in the body of the article the truth. They had to include into the article what Harry had said and what Netflix had said, and how they both disputed all of the claims that they were making within this article. But they kept that headline. They did, because it's all about the headline, it's all about the clicks, and it's all about the gaslighting. And the name of the article in Variety is Harry and Meghan's Netflix Falling Out. And this is a lie. But you know, the truth has never gotten in the way of a false narrative or an agenda when it comes to a corrupt media that has been enlisted by a corrupt family to use the corrupt media in order to smear Harry and Meghan. And this is what Variety posted. I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's laughable. It says, after 5.5 tumultuous years at Netflix, are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex on the outs in the streaming kingdom? Now they know that's a lie. It has not been 5.5 tumultuous years. Harry and Meghan has had a wonderful time with Netflix. And if Netflix did not feel that Harry and Meghan was more trouble than they were good, they wouldn't have signed them to a second deal. I mean, this right here, you don't even need a receipt to prove that this is a lie. And it says, Insider says that Meghan has long conveyed that Hollywood is her domain. Yes, just making the lies up as it goes. And look down at the bottom. It says, why the royal couple is struggling in Hollywood. That is a patent lie. Harry and Meghan aren't struggling. They are absolutely thriving. But this is the gaslighting that's going on here. This is what that family is over there paying for. We all know that Variety is a failing news entity. And because of that, it needs funds. And I would not be surprised if they are not getting infused with some money when it comes to that family over there to try to smear Harry and Meghan right in their front yard, right in Hollywood. Now, that's my belief. I believe somebody is passing money from hand to hand because you just don't wake up one day and come up with this bullshit. I'm just saying, either they're paying the news entity or they're paying the writer. Somebody is getting paid. And the Squatty that posted this said, oh, look, Variety is again attacking a successful black woman. And Ted Sarandos personally denied reports, yet they went ahead and published it. Yeah, they went ahead anyway, even though Ted Sarandos came out personally. He is the CEO of Netflix. He is not some peon walking around. He is the CEO, and he came out personally to denounce this nonsense. But what happened? They went ahead and wrote the story. Now, they included his denial within the story, but they went ahead with the story because they wanted the headline. They know people do not usually read the story, they read the headline. So they wanted the headline in order to gaslight people as much as possible. This is what they wanted. And I cannot. I mean, it is the same old playbook. It is just worn and tired. These people do the same thing over and over and over again. But yeah, they went ahead with the story because it's about the clicks and the gaslighting, the headline. And also, I'm going to put this up. This is the complete post from Variety, and it says what I said earlier, but it also says in virtual and in person meetings with partners, she tends to talk over and recast Prince Harry's thoughts, sometimes while he is in mid sentence. Sources says usually preceded by a touch on the arm or the thigh. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe that they would include something like that in a article. I mean, this is clearly a hit piece. This is clearly character assassination. If I have ever saw it since I've been on these internet streets, it's this. How in the world do you turn how a couple communicates with each other if this is true? Because I don't know if this is true or not, because we know these people lie and lie and lie and lie. But if it is true, the way Harry and Meghan communicate as a couple seems to be working because they are a happy couple. Okay? I talk over my man. I talk over him all the time. And he talks over me, especially when we are having a passionate conversation. It is no problem with us about that. Now, it might be a problem with some other couples, but for us, it's okay. And it might be, if this is true, okay with Harry and Meghan. I cannot believe these people have the audacity to try to critique a couple's communication between each other. I cannot. This is a new low. This is nothing but a quintessential hit piece. That's all it is. And it is ridiculous. And it goes on and says, Megan's lawyer Crump, in his letter to Variety, said this assertion seems calculated to play into a misogynistic characterization of her bossing her husband around. Exactly, exactly. Megan sent a letter to Variety. Yes, and that is the reason why they had to include all of this. Ted Sarandos, he came out and corrected all the lies that they had told in this article about him as well. But they still publish the story because they are depending on the fact that people do not read the body of a story. They just read the headline, the title. And that is what it is always about when it comes to these disingenuous rags. And that's what Variety has become, a rag. And they also had to include this. It says Prince Harry, meanwhile, attested that this is categorically false. I mean, they had to just include everything that they had said within the body of the article as being a lie, just like we said. But they kept the title of the article the same. And y'all know why I said they kept the title of the article the same, because that was what they wanted out there, for people to read the title and not the article. And this Squatty said publishing an article that quotes anonymous sources repeating lies about the Sussexes despite Meghan and Harry's lawyers team and Netflix team rebutting those claims. Where is the lie? Why would you do this? For the headline. For the headline. It says this is not 2018 anymore. You will not use the Sussexes as clickbait to distract from the failure in the UK. Where's the lie? Because a lot of it is about that. And a lot of it is about Australia. A lot of it is about jealousy. A lot of it is about Invictus. It is a whole lot of reasons why they are doing this. And we know each and every one of them. But I tell you what I really love, and that is that Harry and Meghan are not playing with them anymore. They're not playing with them. Harry and Meghan brought out the lawyers, then made a statement to say that it was a patent lie. And then Ted Sarandos came in and said for Netflix, it is nothing but a bald faced lie. And so you know that you have been fully discredited when that happens. And all I can say is Variety is only digging its grave. It is going to die on the vine after this, because nobody is going to put any stock in it. This is the way these people do. They allow their hate to destroy them. They allow their vengeful nature to take them down. And this is exactly what's going to happen to Variety. And that family across the pond, that's exactly what is happening to them right now. And this Squatty said, your article is filled with actual statements from Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos denying claims from your inside sources, yet you still decided to publish. Okay. I'm telling you, that is funny. I mean, how pathetic can you be? And this particular Squatty said the article has actual quotes from the CEO of Netflix telling you you're full of SHIT and you still publish your hit piece from an unknown source. If your source had weight, they can put their names and faces behind the idiotic drivel. But no, just more nonsense. Where is the lie? Where is it? This Squatty said, is 2026 a pointless hit piece on Meghan where everything they claim has been denied by everyone and their mother on record inside the article will not land. But Variety has always been like this. We remember you tried this ish with sinners too. Clan like behavior. Where is the lie? And even Richard Palmer was confused by this article. He said, I found it a very confusing piece, Patricia, with Netflix and others denying many of the claims. They only have two projects that the Sussexes are working on with Netflix, two more than many people thought. But my understanding is, and then it gets cut off, but yes, he said this is so confusing. Even Richard Palmer finds it confusing that you would write an article that everybody has come out and denied everything that you said in it. It makes no sense. It's embarrassing. It is absolutely journalistic malpractice. That's what it is. And it only tears what little shred of a reputation you still had in Hollywood all the way down, because Sinners just absolutely made you collapse. And now with this, it's over. It's over for Variety. Nobody is going to be checking for Variety anymore, and the Hollywood Reporter either. People are not going to work with something that is used as a propaganda arm of that royal family over there. Nobody's going to work with that, and it's only going to cement the fact that Harry and Meghan continues to tell the truth about them. This just blew up in all their faces, and I love it for them. Variety is done. And look at this picture right here. Could all of these hit pieces be about this picture right here? And the fact that Nancy Pelosi is calling for Andrew to testify to Congress. Could it be that? Are they trying to use Harry and Meghan to scapegoat Harry and Meghan going under the bus in order for this family not to be talked about? How they cloaked for Andrew, how they protected him, how they all knew about what he was up to with these young girls. Yes, is that what this is all about? I would say absolutely. And pictures like this right here, protecting the Yorks. Charles rather protect the Yorks than to protect his own son and his family, his grandchildren. Charles is trash. And I'm going to put this up. And you can say whatever you want to about Meghan. Well, let me change that. No, you can't say whatever you want to about Meghan, because if you do, I'm going to have to drag you. But I do want to say this. One thing about Meghan and Diana, they're the only two women that married into that family and systematically changed that family. How they did things. Meghan and Diana changed them. And if you don't believe me, here is a perfect example of how Meghan changed that family. Look at this. Anne is hugging someone. I kid you not. It says Princess Anne finally gives a hug to rugby player after initially rejecting the gesture. Yes, Anne. Anne of all people are out here hugging people. Before you know it, she is going to be doing selfies. Yeah, and that is all because of Meghan's influence. Before Meghan came along, they did not want to have anything to do with the public. They didn't want them to touch them. They didn't want them to approach them in any form or fashion. And Meghan came into that family and started showing people love and showing them how to do the job. She changed them. And look at this. Anne is literally hugging someone. Who would have thought it? And I want to put this up. Do anyone know who this woman is? It looks like a woman who has been kissed in the mouth by karma. Yes, that is Victoria Beckham. Can you tell me who told these women to be this skinny is attractive? Who told them to look like a dead body, a walking dead body, which would be a zombie? Who told them that that looked good? Because she looks like the walking dead. She really does. And somehow she thinks this is attractive. I cannot. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this. But to me, she looks like Karma just kissed her in the mouth because she has been running off at the mouth when it comes to her son, and her and David has been running off the mouth when it comes to Meghan and Harry. And Karma said, okay, get ready to get kissed in the mouth. And boy, did she kiss her. Look at that thigh. Is that a thigh or is that a thumb? Y'all, I got to quit. Squatty said she needs a burger ASAP. Yeah, she needs a burger ASAP. And don't forget the large fry and the Coke because she needs every calorie she can get. And y'all know I like to end on a positive note, and I just love this post right here because it says everything that needs to be said, especially today. It says the enemy always attacks you when you're winning. He doesn't bother people that are doing nothing, even in the midst of a storm, they continue to rise. When the enemy shall come in a flood, and the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up standards against him. Ted said, we're neighbors and friends. That's what Ted Sorrento said. He made himself perfectly clear. I really love that Ted came right on out and said what needed to be said. Yes, I'm loving this. I am loving the pushback from Harry and Meghan and their friends. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.